Hey, what's up, y'all? Back with another video. So today's gonna be try to make it a quick one. Just want to touch on a couple different subjects. So before I left for vacation, I had made a video at my hotel talking about some of the coins that I thought would do well over the next coming weeks. I invested in those coins heavily during that time and made substantial gains while I was actually out of the country. So usually don't go back and say, hey, this is right or this is wrong, but hey, it's YouTube, and you got to follow up on what you say is right, what you say is wrong. So yeah, the two coins I had mentioned, I think in the video, I definitely had mentioned Neo. Neo at the time was around $8 or so, $8 and some change. I had played around with it before, and thought about buying in, buying out. I had tried to make some profits with it quickly. Hadn't really thought about holding it long term. But I had recently joined a Facebook group, which is just called Neo, and they had the community on that site, on that Facebook group, really convinced me to invest in it heavily, along with the fact that I knew there were going to be some releases coming out in the coming days after I put my money in. So the Neo community is something like I haven't seen before, other than with Ethereum and Bitcoin. And for a few weeks, it seemed as if Pivx had a community building that was seemed very strong, and even the Dash community at some point seemed very strong. But Neo seems to have a similar community to Ethereum, where people really believe in it. They're building decentralized applications, and I see why it's compared to Ethereum. When I first heard that comparison, I thought about it, but I didn't pay too much attention to it. You hear these things in crypto all the time. This is the next this is the next that. But once I joined the Facebook group, just trying to get an idea of how people felt about the coin, that's something else you can do to research, is join these groups. Once you start really looking into invest substantial amounts of money, you'll definitely want to look at the community and see how interactive they are. I would see on some of these posts of just a random person speaking to the group, they would have 70, 100, 150 comments, and not any bot comments. People actually genuinely commenting and having interaction about the coin, what they thought, and that really intrigued me as far as trying to invest in the coin. So I think it was the third or the fourth I uploaded that video. You can go back. I'll link it in the description, where I'm playing basketball and I say I was gonna invest in Neo. $8 around then. It's had topped around like $60 on the 11th, or I think it was this past Monday maybe. Had hit around $60. It's now pulled back to around 48 or 49, I believe. Let me check as we speak. On Bitrix, which is where I trade, currently at 49.41. So it seems to be holding a lot of those gains. So I was going to pull back when it gains that much, from $8 to $60 in a matter of a week and a half, or 2 weeks almost. When it gains that much over that amount of time, it's obviously going to have a pullback for a couple days, maybe a week or two. Looks like it's starting to stabilize now, and we may be headed up sooner than later. I'm going to hold regardless. It may take a week, may take a couple days, maybe today it might start that uptrend. But it looks like we've stabilized around that $50 mark, and I would think the next stop would be 75 to 80, and then from there we hit that $100, and that could happen in the next few weeks, few months. I know there's a big ICO coming out with, I think Redcoin is called, that's also going to be hosted on Neo. AdX recently had some news coming out that they were going to build their platform on Neo now instead of Ethereum. So I think as more and more platforms go this route, Neo's going to see a lot of gains in the future. Definitely over $100 in the next coming 6 to 8 months. I would expect sooner, but that's a conservative prediction. And I think as we see those decentralized applications built on it, and people trying to acquire Neo to get into these ICOs, the price is going to do exactly what Ethereum did. So $49, $49.04 right now, dropped a little bit. I don't know if now's the greatest time to buy. It seems like it's stabilized. It could go down a little bit more, or it could just take off. I don't know. And that's another thing I would say about the crypto space. Anybody who's telling you something for sure probably doesn't know. We can all make assumptions based on news we know coming out, or market trends, or what have you. I expect it to continue up just based on the trend lines. I think now is a decent time to buy, especially if you're holding long term. I think if you wait, you're risking having to pick up the coin up at $60 or more. I think that's where we're going with Neo. Yeah, so Neo did well. Hopefully you guys made some money off that. The other coin I spoke about, I think, in that video, it's OMG coin. I also invested in that prior to leaving, and that has also done well. I think I don't know the exact price it was when I left, but it's seen multiple days of 20% or more gain since then. Obviously had some pullbacks, but it's gaining price in comparison to you holding Bitcoin. I think I've doubled my Bitcoin with OMG coin in the last few weeks, and with them holding on to this announcement, which some of us assume is going to be hopefully a partnership with Apple, just based on the picture with Vitalik and the skateboard and the Apple logo with the OMG logo. If they do announce a partnership with Apple in ways to convert digital currencies, cryptocurrencies into fiat and other methods, I think we're going to see OMG really go through the moon. So yeah, I think it's around $7-8 right now. Let me check while I'm here. OMG up 24% today. Had a nice run late last night, early this morning. Right now around $8.66. So still at a decent price where you can pick up a decent amount for $1,000 or so, or just dollar cost average in. But I think hopefully this announcement isn't what the market would consider a disappointment. Hopefully it is the Apple partnership. If not, once the news is released, we could see a drop, if it's something that's not that major, and we are anticipating it to be major. So those are the two coins we spoke about a few weeks ago. I want to follow up with you guys and how they did. Hopefully you guys made some money, and keep holding them. I think in the next few weeks, month or two, we'll continue to see gains, and we'll hopefully make a lot of money. So once again, thank y'all for following me. Thank y'all for watching the video. Please hit the like button if you like the video content. Also subscribe below. Follow me on Instagram, legal_Jones, and y'all keep buying that crypto.